So what is it, or what's the intention, or what does the book cover? Well, I see it as kind of a roadmap. It's got a lot of evidence-based material about leadership in there, and we present the 4-pillar model of leadership, which is available in the EQ leadership reports, and I'm sure we're going to get a whole lot of demands for that leadership report to be translated in many more languages once this comes out. But it really is along the lines of that, that sort of methodology, that leadership is about 4, or at least what we see excelling, like really good leaders, the best leaders, excel in these 4 areas. One is, as we talk about, is being authentic. And there's so many examples I give, in terms of leaders. Once you lose that, once you're seen as fake or phony, you're gone, you're finished. And today, with social media, that can happen so quickly. You can lose your credibility in an instant, in a nanosecond, right? Things can hit you. You had this affair, you did this thing, and boom, you're instantly gone. Well, authenticity is a big part, and all of these, of course, relate specifically to factors of the EQI. The second one is the area of coaching, that leaders today have to be good at coaching. The idea that in the old days, you just told people what to do and waited for them to do it, right? And hoped they did a good job, and they fired them if they didn't, and they yelled at them or whatever. That's not the way things work anymore. So the importance of coaching in terms of good leadership is demonstrated. And then this whole idea of, we call it insight, but communicating with purpose. People have to believe that what they're doing is for a good, is going to change the world, is going to do good, especially the millennials today, right? They're not going to put the sweat in, they're not going to work hard for you if they don't believe in what you're doing. They're not going to hang in there. And good leaders know how to present the case. They know how to, talk about what they're doing. Just for example, in our own industry, we could say, oh, we're a test publisher. Our goal is just to sell a lot of tests. Well, that's not going to get a whole lot of hearts and minds. That's really, we got to be much more than that. We got to be beyond that. And we see our mission as changing lives. Like in this area, in the talent area, we help people in their careers. We help them find themselves. We help them become better at what they do. We help them learn about their strengths and challenges. And we give them pathway. We give them a way to improve themselves. And this is what we work for, and this is what we believe in, and this is what carries us on as a mission in this particular area. And in each of our areas, whether it's the clinical area, the public safety, we can translate it into a mission, something that we all can believe in to take us forward. And that's what I think makes us successful in these different areas. So we teach leaders in this model how to really communicate their vision. They must be doing something that's good for society, for mankind, for whatever. And that's what you've got to do. You've got to be able to find what that is and communicate that in an easy to understand way that everybody in the organization knows. And finally, this whole thing about innovation. If you want to continue to live today as an organization, you've got to be innovative. You've got to come up with new ways of doing things. And Hazel's going to talk a lot about what we do to be innovative, to sort of avoid disruption soon. But I think that's for every organization you work with. You've got to look for, you want leaders who can think innovatively, who aren't stuck in one path, who can change. I joke with Jan about that because the Dutch are very often fixed on something. They don't like to change, right? They get into the old ways, but the world's going to pass you by if you don't, and especially now, things change so quickly, and we need leaders who are able to adapt and change and move. And again, in all of these areas, the EQI has been an early one to sort of pick these things up, and now we're just putting them together in this sort of clustered way to help us, help people to reach the next level.